Hi YouTube family, it's been a little while. Here I am. I actually am hoping to have a pregnancy update for you this afternoon. My midwife is on her way for my appointment. She's really great. She comes to the house for all my appointments. So I'm pretty spoiled like that. And she is going to be bringing with her the report of the ultrasound. So I had a follow-up ultrasound 2 days ago. It was a really crazy long ultrasound because they actually had I guess this is a teaching hospital. I've never had a baby in hospitals, so going to hospitals to have this kind of stuff done is new to me, even though it's my 11th child. And so I guess they had someone being trained in sonography, and we didn't know that ahead of time. Coming in, she introduced herself, but at that point you have no choice. So the ultrasound took an hour and a half. That is crazy. I don't love ultrasounds. I don't like lengthy ultrasounds. I typically will only have just one quick ultrasound during a pregnancy. So I was pretty frustrated that I was in there for an hour and a half. It seems like if you're going to have a student doing your ultrasound that you should A, get a discount, B, have like a notice ahead of time, or be given the option to say no thanks, because that took a huge chunk out of our day. Jason was supposed to have a meeting on like a phone meeting and all these things that we ended up being there so long. So anyway, enough venting about that. It's over. But she did a whole ultrasound. They measured everything of the baby because it's my 20 weeks now. Everything looks great with baby. They also checked the subchorionic hemorrhage, which was the reason that I wanted to go in, and they really didn't tell me anything of value, which is understandable because it was just the sonographer. It's not like they have any, expertise in this area. So they just kind of said, oh yeah, it's still there, and oh, maybe it looks like it clotted, but it was all just kind of iffy, and that was it. So the last time I went in to this same place, they sent the report to my midwife, and then she gave me the information. So she's coming today, and we're going to talk that out, and then I will check back with you. She should be here in just a couple of minutes. These two are having so much fun playing puppy with Elsie.
Good puppy.
She's so good. She thinks of all kinds of fun games for them.
Go to mom.
Oh, hi puppies.
Speak. Hush.
Oh.
Bark. Good puppy. No, climb, Lydia. Show them the new trick. Climb.
Wow.
Jump. Stand up.
This is a trick I didn't expect to see. How do I feel about this trick, puppy? I don't know. I think I need to send these puppies outside. Oh boy.
Oh yeah. Lydia, wait. Catch.
I don't know about that trick. Actually, boys are out in the leather workshop, I believe. And Jason is gone. He had an unfortunate incident. He just called me. He took the van with the trailer hooked up. He has Jeremiah and James with him, and then Bella went along to help him. He was picking up a great Craigslist deal that he found. It's this composite flooring, deck flooring maybe. Anyway, it's in good shape, and the guy was giving it away for free. And it was a really great find, I guess. I don't know much about it. But he got there, it's almost an hour away, and something happened, which, I barely talked to him on the phone. He's figuring this out right now. But something happened with the van, and it looks like it's the transmission. So that's a big deal. And they're kind of stuck there right now. Our friend Joe is going to the rescue, apparently. I don't know. Maybe that's him right now. No, that's another friend. How are you doing? How am I doing? Are you still in bed rest, she says. You probably have the same question. Let's see. It's not like I was ever given the approval to go off of bed rest. I haven't had, until this ultrasound that I'm telling you about, I have not had any other ultrasound. It was just 7 weeks of restfulness. The last couple weeks, I have started kind of getting up and doing some light things. Just because I was feeling really great. I had no more bleeding at all. and I just was kind of going stir crazy with, you know, just laying around feeling great. So I don't know if that was wise or not. I did have some very light spotting after I increased activity. But then this sonographer, when she was, you know, trying to give her 2 cents about things, she said, oh, you know, even if the hemorrhage is kind of healed and clotted, it still has to come out in some way. This was her opinion. So, you know, it'd be normal to have some bleeding, or maybe even a lot, or what, I don't know. Like I said, we'll see what my midwife says. But anyway, for whatever it's worth, I did get up. I have gotten up here and there. I'm trying to not do any lifting, because that seems to be the biggest thing, is lifting. And that's where I'm at. So am I on? No, I'm not on total bed rest. No. I sit on the couch most of the day and do schoolwork with the kids. Periodically, I lay down. I'll go in bed and lay down. And sleeping really good at night. Everett sleeps all night, like 12 hours solid. So that's a real gift. And past that, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to say. But, you know, maybe, you know, there is some bit of guesswork involved anyway, because it's different for every person. From what I've heard in talking to you guys, a lot of you have had these. Every story is different. Every person is different. So we just do our best.
She has some.
Oh boy.
Come on. You guys are going to learn a new trick. Oh boy. Okay, come on, Lydia.
Good morning. Good morning again. It's been 2 days since I just took that video clip that you just saw. That day, I thought for sure I would pick up the camera again after she left, and I never did. Then yesterday, I was convinced that I was going to give you the rest of the update, and yesterday passed, and here we are. So anyway, that's how life has been here. It's been very full. You would think that laying around so much means that I have a lot of time on my hands, but it doesn't. It didn't. That math didn't work out. I have no more time than I did before. Anyway, okay. So first of all, the van update. Jason, they did have to tow it back. So thankful for Joe, who spent all afternoon going back and forth with Jason, towing the trailer and the kids here, then going back again, towing the van. Don't quite know exactly what's wrong with it yet. They're trying to figure it out. So for now, we are sort of stranded here, but that's okay. We don't need to go anywhere right now. Anyway. Okay. Let's talk about the ultrasound report. Hang on a second. I'm allowing myself 1 small cup of Shepherd's Crook coffee every day because it's too good to just give up. Of course, I'm doing lots of my raspberry and nettle tea and other things, which I will tell you about. But let's first start. So, my midwife came and we looked at the report from the ultrasound. Everything regarding baby looks wonderful. Just perfect. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, we found out the gender. It's a boy. Can you believe it? 8 boys and 3 girls. Amazing. So yeah, we came home that day with an "It's a Boy" balloon and told the kids that way. And yeah, we're gonna have another baby boy coming here in July. So he looks perfect. Everything, you know, because it was an extensive, long check on him, and everything looks great. So that's awesome. Also, they said, you know, they look at where your placenta is located, because if it's not in a good spot, that can be a birth issue. And they said it's up, you know, where higher, like you would hope it to be, and that looks all great. Also, the disappointing part, I suppose you could say, was the hemorrhage, or the subchorionic hemorrhage, or there's a lot of different names for it, the hematoma itself. It measured just about the same size as it did 2 months ago. So that part was disappointing because, you know, it hoped it would be a lot smaller, obviously. The good news, though, is that it did look like it had clotted. So they can see movement on the ultrasound, and instead of it being liquid, it was solid. So that is a step in the right direction, because you know how wounds go, just like if you hurt yourself. First it's an open wound, then it clots, then it heals. So we're moving in the right direction. It's just slower than I would have liked. And it's also, we got more clarity because this ultrasound was a lot more involved. So we got more clarity that it's actually kind of like on top of the cervix. So not, again, you know, not where you'd want it, not that you'd want it anywhere. But at this point, the hospital asked that I would have an appointment with an OB that's connected with the hospital, so that if I need to quickly come in because of a lot of bleeding or something changing, that it's a lot easier to go in through an OB than to, you know, just like show up at the emergency room or triage or something. So so my midwife has connections with some different OBs, and she is figuring that out for me. Just trying to decide where I should go and who's available to see me under such unique circumstances that it's like I'm kind of coming to them like a client, but not, because the hope is that I wouldn't need to deliver with them, that I would be able to have a home birth. So it's just kind of a unique situation. She's working on that, and so I'll meet with them. And then they also said they want another ultrasound in 4 weeks. I'm so not a fan of this, but you do what you got to do. So you go back there again and see what it says. Okay, so then we talked about some suggestions of other things that I could do, just some different ideas to promote healing in the body, and hopefully to help this to heal quicker. As far as bed rest, again, it's just not like I have a clear, like, here's what you do. Okay, ideally, of course, I would just lay all the time. But it's too hard. It's too hard with the life that I have going on right now. And as I've been reading about things, they say laying, you know, if you don't absolutely have to, laying all the time can create other problems in your body, because our bodies are meant to be moving. So it's not, I don't think there's a perfect solution. And people keep asking me, so are you not on bed rest anymore? Well, no, that's not it. What I'm calling it is modified bed rest, because I'm mostly reclining, resting, but then also having little times where I get up and do some things and then go back to resting. So that's what it's called, if you ask me. Here's some of the ideas of things that I'm going to do. And I actually have, once upon a time, I made an Amazon storefront list of my prenatal things, supplements that I take, and I will update that and put the link for you. So if you want to see any of these products, you can go to that link and it should take you there. I have other things on that storefront too, like things we like in the kitchen or things for homeschooling. It's several years old, so if any of the links just don't even make sense or something's changed in price a lot or something, just let me know and I'll go through and look at those. But anyway, okay, we talked about taking more vitamin D just to promote healing. I have a vitamin D spray that I'm going to do several times a day. It's not a synthetic. It's like it's from Garden of Life, and it's with different herbs and things. So I'm going to do that. We talked about magnesium twice a day. Things that I'm doing and already going to continue, as you know, in addition to, of course, food is first and foremost for me. And I think that eating a healthy diet is more important than taking supplements. However, in circumstances where your body just needs a lot more, I like to do both. So I've been taking a prenatal and an iron supplement with all of my pregnancies, like for the last whatever years. I've used the same brand, which I will link, all of that. And I wrote it down here because of my brain, probiotic once a day. Another thing that we talked about adding, that she had gotten some counsel from, is trying out a progesterone cream just for a short time. That's something that they might use to, if, like, let's say you have a risk of going into labor early or miscarrying or different things. Sometimes they will, in risk situations, they will have you use a progesterone cream. And so there's some research, it's minimal, but I looked up a few different things showing that this could be a help with a hemorrhage like this. So we're talking about starting on that. I actually just ordered one that's a natural, like wild yam cream. Not something I'd want to do long term because I don't want to end up with too much of it, but we're going to try that for a little bit. Then in addition to that, I'm doing my raspberry nettle herbal tea, which I hadn't really done that the first trimester because sometimes raspberry can cause issues in your first trimester, and it's really great for the rest of your pregnancy. So I always do that tea combination for my second and third trimesters, but I didn't in the first trimester when I was having, like, this area was still actively bleeding. And I think it's interesting that now that I've started this, of course, vitamin K is really high in nettle, which helps to clot. So I think it's interesting that now that I've been drinking this daily, we're seeing on the ultrasound that it's clotted. So perhaps that had a big part in it. I'm continuing that daily. I eat sauerkraut because that's the fermented food that I have available right now. So I'm doing that daily, drinking lots of water, taking liver. Actually, we saved the liver from the cow that we processed. We know that it's a great quality because this cow, it was our cow. And so we know what it consumed and how it was raised and that it was really healthy. So I actually froze that liver and cut it into tiny little pieces, and I'm swallowing those just like a supplement. And actually feeling really great. It's amazing how good liver makes you feel. And also garlic. Garlic is good for everything, right? And then the other thing that I was thinking about starting was arnica tablets. Arnica is really good for any bruising or trauma to the body, any type of wound. And, And, I hadn't thought about doing that before, but it occurred to me that perhaps I could take those little homeopathic tablets, which, we've used arnica for, I would say probably my whole marriage. I can't even remember when we started it. But anytime somebody gets a bump or a bruise, we put arnica cream on it. I'm trying to get a hold of some arnica plants that I can grow to make my own, but I haven't been able to do that yet. So anyway, that seemed like a good addition that might help with the healing. And other than that, just eating a good diet, lots of protein, etc., etc. So that's the whole of it. I've talked to so many of you who have given me reports. There's even quite a few women that right now have a similar situation that they've been kind of updating me on, like, oh, mine is healed and we couldn't see it, or mine is still there, or whatever. It's nice to have that camaraderie in this community. So thank you for all your encouragement. I'm going to try to get back to filming more, but, I'm not going to make any promises. I've been really busy, like, crocheting and reading books to my kids and stuff. So, it's hard to switch over to a camera. But anyway, there's your very chatty video for the day. I actually woke up to a comment on an old video. It said, "You talk too much." I was like, wow, thanks. Nothing like invisible people on the internet to just tell you rude comments that they would probably not tell you to your face. But, comes with the territory. So there you go. There's my talk too much message for the morning. I hope you have a great weekend, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Love you all.